What's up, everyone? It is your girl GELBEAUTY87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Tilbury collection. So I have the Beautyverse palette here, and then I have the Blush and Glow Glide palette set. So I got the one in Tan Deep, of course, and then I got the one eyeshadow palette. Now this retails for $75, which to me is totally outrageous. And the only reason I end up with it is because Morgan Turner has a 15% off code. So I was like, at a discount I'll get it. I will not pay $75 for this. I don't care about this packaging looking like this. You only got 9 shades in here. I'm not a huge fan of her eyeshadow formula. So the last thing I was going to do was spend a grip on it. The only reason y'all getting this review early is because Morgan Turner had a discount code. So shout out to Morgan Turner for hooking us up, for them hooking her up with a code so I could use it. Because otherwise, I wasn't reviewing this till this for sale came out. This is what she looks like on the inside. As you can see, it's not really anything flashy or exciting or anything fun whatsoever. So I don't know. I'm just not excited about this, if you cannot tell. But I'm interested to see if the formula is going to change or not. Then I got, like I said, this. So let's look at the colors inside here. It'll pop out today, please. So this little baby thing right here, I think this was $29 or $30 for this itty bitty thing. So here's what she looks like on the inside. It looks okay. I'm not especially excited about it either, but again, it was part of the collection, so I like just go ahead and get it. I wanted to see if it was similar to the Pillow Talk shade in here or not, and if it would work better on my skin tone than the Pillow Talk shade. Even though Pillow Talk shade works fine, it's just so I'm gonna swatch the original Pillow Talk palette, and then I will swatch this new one just to see. The highlighters in them, of course, aren't gonna be the same. As you can see, the highlighter in the new one that I bought for holiday is more golden than the highlighter in, you know. I'm swatching the dark one just because I'm gonna swatch it at the end, and then I'm gonna swatch the new one in between. So the dark shade is Tilbury original Pillow Talk like deep one, or Tan Deep, is going to be at the back, and then the lighter shade I'm going to put forward at the front, and then I'm going to put this new shade in the middle and see how the colors differ. So okay, so it seems like the new one is more orange toned, if y'all can see that. So this is more orange toned. This is the original lighter shade from the Pillow Talk Deep palette. And then this is the deeper shade from the Tan Deep palette. So it looks nice or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I guess I wanted more from the collection. I feel like it's definitely like lacking when it comes to a collection compared to what other people got. I think honestly I'm just really excited for Pat McGrath, and I'm just like, oh, this is cute, whatever. I don't know that I'm gonna put this on my face today, y'all, just because I already got, you know, a full face of makeup on, and I'm going to take my full face of makeup on just for this. So that's why I want to make sure I at least swatch it for you. You'll probably see me wear it in another video because I have some other like content coming up. So I'll probably put it in there, but since this was about Tilbury, I figured the least I could do is swatch it for you. So that's what we're doing, because it's like 12 in the morning, girl. And I done shot like 2 other videos, or was it 3 other videos prior to this? It's 2 or 3 other videos I shot prior to this one. So I'm just over here like trying to make it, y'all. I'm trying to make it. My Patrick Ta stuff should be coming this week, so hopefully I can do that video this week. But now let's get into the eyeshadow palette and comparisons on it, because of course it's me, so I have a few. So I'm gonna start off with this Make Believe in Yourself palette from Tarte. I know, right? Why I still have this palette is super old, but I feel like it gives off the vibes of this palette. Like if it had more colorful shimmers in it, because it has neutrals and then this has shimmers, but they both have like those pastel-y, like fairy, I guess, type shimmers, if you will. So I want to show both of those. And I remember liking this palette actually, because I liked the shimmers in it. It was one palette I had to worry about them not including me when it came to the color they matched, and it had actually decent shimmers in it. So next I have my Pretty Guardian palette that I recreated. I feel like some of the shimmers in here look similar to the shimmers in here. This is just has a little bit more color to it, so I wanted to show it off. I'm gonna do a video talking about how I feel about the new ColourPop one, because I feel like it's definitely inspired by this one, and I'm trying to figure out why they didn't include just the colors of some of the characters to give us more variety instead of going from an all pinkish corally looking palette to all purple one. So that's why I had it sitting out immediately and having to be able to show it in here. Next I have Daydream by Tom Ford. Wait, no, not Daydream, sorry, Pretty Baby. I forgot what Daydream looked like. Then I opened it like, oh no, I don't need that. So Pretty Baby, I feel like might have some similar tones when it comes to shimmers as in this one. Let me get the little plastic off. Yeah, so this is Pretty Baby alongside it. I feel like some of the shimmers might look similar to this that's at the bottom row, which is why I want to show it, because it has that like blue, purple, pinkish like shifting shade at the bottom. And I feel like it could be similar to some of the shimmers in here. I'm not gonna swatch it to compare. I might do that in like a reel or something, or shorts, or whatever. I have to change that in a minute. Next, I have the Flora Fantasia palette. I feel like they have some similar tones to each other in there, so I'm going to show both these. Now, you don't get any mattes in the Pat McGrath one, but I feel like the shimmers, it just gives that like same ethereal vibe, if you will, so I want to show both of those. I need to fix this. Then I have Diamond of the First Water from Bridgerton. And I thought the holiday collection was going to be a Bridgerton collection, but it is not. So we got these shades to go with this. I feel like this could be somewhat similar. It's just more mauvey tones instead of like the browns that Charlotte chose. But I feel like she always plays it safe a lot of the time, and I feel like she rarely ever gives any sort of color. So I mean, I wasn't expecting too much. I'm gonna swatch the what do you call it? The little individual shadows she had for holiday one year and compare them to the eyeshadows in here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Then I have, what is Belle of the Ball to compare to this one as well. I didn't know if any of the shimmers were going to be similar or not, and this was dropped at my doorstep like 4 some in the afternoon when I got home, so I was like, I'm just grab palettes I feel like might be similar, just so I have something to show in the video as opposed to nothing. And then the last one I have is Jewels and Gem from Wooden's Eye. And this is what they look like side by side. I'll go through my collection more extensively once I get home and actually, you know, like for the YouTube reels have some more comparisons. But these were just the ones that I somewhat thought offhand when I was doing, you know, when I was grabbing stuff to do for this video. Because I got home, I had to edit a whole bunch of stuff, then I had to, you know, try to wind down and relax a little bit. Then I got up later now to come and film this, so I was like, the few I grabbed before I basically took a nap and chilled and came back are what you're looking at. But I'll have more extensive ones later. Oh, the only shade I have in the Pop Shots is the shade Cosmic Rocks. I wasn't able to get the purple shade, and then she never brought it back, so I was just like, okay, whatever, wasn't meant to be. And since I don't use this one that often, it's like, you know, the world isn't going to come to an end because I don't have it. But I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, and zoom in real quick and cute like. If you're curious what's on my eyes right now, I did a old school versus new school with the Wooden's Eye little Ghost palette alongside the Solman palette. Can you tell the difference in the eyes? Just curious. Comment down below and tell me which one you prefer. This eye or this eye? Can you tell a difference? Anyway, I'm gonna go off camera, do an eye look, then come back, and then we're gonna talk about this collection as a whole, at least the eyeshadow palettes, because I can't do much about the blush, because as you can see, I got a whole blush situation going on right now. Be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Since there's not that many colors to choose from, I'm gonna just do both eyes on camera, because it ain't like it's a lot to choose from. Okay, so I got my Sigma set in the mail, the one I had told y'all about that I had told you was on sale from $13 from Makeup by Shayla. So I'm gonna use that set today. So we got 6 brushes here. I'm probably going to use like 4 of them. I don't see myself using this eyeliner brush, and I don't see myself using this large shader brush just because there's a smaller brush here to put shadow on with, so I'm most likely going to use that. But anyway, let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with this shade right here. Start dusting that everywhere. It's a nice shade that matches my skin tone nicely. Blend it out nice and easily, you know. She's known for these neutrally type tones, so it's blended nice and easily, and it looks nice. I just thought about y'all should have put the highlighter on at least, since I didn't do the blush. So I guess I'll try to do that toward the end of the video, since I didn't do it when I was swatching it and comparing it. My bad. I was just thinking, man, that if you be more concerned about the color of the blush, since, you know, highlighter, but it's like the highlighter might not be the same formula. Sometimes people change formulas, so I should at least go over that. So I'll put that like down the middle of my face or something, just to give y'all an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so that's looking good. You know, classic shade from her. That was an E40. Now I'm gonna take the E25 blending brush, and we're just gonna take the chocolate brown next to it and put that on outer V, because I literally have no other shades to choose from. Hopefully it's dark enough for outer V shade for some of my skin tone. It's awfully warm, so I don't know how I feel about that. The fact that it's such a warm outer V shade, I'd prefer to be like cooler and like deeper. Me, this doesn't seem that much deeper than my skin tone, so for this to be considered out of V shade, it's like, yeah, but I prefer more depth in this, so I'm kind of just disappointed about that whole thing. But I've said this in the past, she doesn't have deep enough outer V shade or deep enough brown shades, in my personal opinion, to my liking, so I don't know why I'm acting like I'm surprised about it. Unless she puts a black in the powder, I don't feel like the browns are ever deep enough for anyone in my skin tone to do too much of anything with. And, you know, clearly that has not changed, because this isn't that much deeper than my skin tone, at least in my personal opinion. But y'all can comment down below and tell me what you think. But it's blending out nicely and smooth and evenly, or easily I should say. I actually feel like this formula is better than her normal formula in those like 12 pan palettes she does. Or maybe I just haven't used it in a while, I don't know. Should we do a crease shade? Because I'm thinking about putting that pink in the crease just to add some color to it, because y'all know I don't like stuff like this that hardly has any color, so I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna take this pink shade right here and add that into the crease. I feel like this is supposed to be like her version of cream to powder formula. These shades I used initially, like that's her version of the Natasha Denona cream to powder formula, because they did feel creamy when I blended them out, but they were still easy to blend out, and they don't have like a whole bunch of kickback. And the way that the formula looks on the shadows in the pan, I'm feeling like they're supposed to be like cream to mattes. That's just the vibe it's giving me. I'll read up on it on the end and see if I'm correct or not, but it's definitely giving the vibes of, you know, being cream to powder. And I'm liking the accent of this pink, so I think we might keep going with the pink, or just use like the pinkish purple fuchsia-ish type shimmer and put the purple in the inner corner. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna go with this look. Yeah, this powdery matte is nice too. It's giving a decent amount of pigmentation, so okay. So far this is what we're working with. It's nice, it's soft. It's a cute little moment for people who like soft stuff. Okay, let's get some glitter glue going, girl. And then I'll swatch a couple of shades on my hand and try to figure out which shade we should use. I'm gonna do glitter glue one at a time though, because I still gotta swatch and figure out what shimmer we're actually going to use. But I'm feeling like I just want to use the fuchsia-ish, like deep purple pink shimmer, because it'll go with the vibe of what's going on in the crease. So, yeah, I'm thinking that one in the lid. And, oh yeah, because this definitely seems like it's going to be like a topper S type thing. So, here are the two shades I picked. I feel like they look quite similar though. So I swatched this one first. This is when I was talking about putting on the lid. And then I swatched that one second. And I feel like that's more of a topper S type shade. So I'm probably going to have to put it on top of this original shade I started off with, unfortunately. I was hoping it would just be like a shade of its own. But no, she's giving topper vibes. So I feel like the one in the individual, the Pop Shots, it has a smoother formula to it, and the topper shade felt a little gritty. The first one felt smooth though, so they felt like they were a similar consistency, but the Pop Shot one just feels that much smoother. So it's not as smooth as the Pop Shots, if anyone cares. I mean the Beauty Shots, if anyone cares. So we're gonna start off with that shade, because that's the only fun shade in here. Y'all know I gotta use the fun shade to balance out the fact that I got all those neutrals on my eyes. We have to use the fun shade. So start off with that one. on this I think it's 15 flat brush. Give a nice little sparkly, you know, effect, if you will, on the eye. It's just nice, it's cute. Unfortunately, I feel like the pink is already faded in my crease while I'm putting this shade on, and the outer V has already faded away, and you don't really see that much depth anymore. At least looking in the mirror, I'm feeling like that's what I'm seeing. You all can comment down below and tell me what you're seeing, but the sparkle on the lid is nice, but it's like, since she sells individual ones like this, I don't really necessarily see that being what's supposed to be of value in this, unless you don't own anything from her. I'm gonna go back in with this pink in the crease and see if I can build it back up for this look, because right now she's looking awfully sad. And I wanted the pink to be the focal point to go with, you know, whatever shimmer I added to the lid when it came to the colorful shimmers. So the fact that I feel like it's already kind of like dissipated is very disappointing, especially for $7. Then I feel like I need to go back on the outer V too, because again, I feel like all these shades have dissipated. And I haven't even had it on that long, so. So, that's what she's looking like right now. I'm gonna put the topper shade on top. It feels kind of gritty, but I just want to see how it's going to change the look of what's already on the lid by doing that. So that's what we're working with right now. Let's get some glitter. We're going to do the other side, and then we need to figure out an inner corner shade, because since that's a topper, I'm not going to put that in the inner corner. She's not giving, I'm not living now. So it takes a while to build up the lid shade, at least in my personal opinion it does. I feel like I had to dip in quite a few times to get the intensity that I'm getting on the lid and get it all the way across the lid. So I'm kind of disappointed about that, especially again for $75. Not that I paid $75, but still, like, if you didn't have Morgan's Code and you were excited about this collection, I'm speaking from that sense, like, you know, you paid the regular $75 for the collection. This was working with the eyes. Let's go back in with the pink again. Like I said, I feel like she's just fading away, y'all. She's fading away. I need to see it. And then the outer V, I feel like it faded away too. So let's add some more of that back. So, take my E40. Went back. Okay, let's put the topper on this eye, and then we'll get into what our inner corner shade we're going to use. So, we only have these to choose from. I kind of want to do the sparkly one right here. But I'll swatch that one. Okay, that was nice, creamy and shimmery. Okay, so that's it right there. That one looks way nicer than the other two that I initially swatched. Let me see. I know this one's a topper, so I can't use that one. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of topper S shades in here, and there's not that many that are just like metallic, if you will. I think there's like maybe 3 metallics. I think I'm actually going to go with this wannabe rose goldish looking shade and put that in the inner corner, as opposed to the bright silver, because I feel like the silver would just be a moment to put all over the lid after you use some of the mattes in here. So we're going to pop this in the inner corner. Okay, good decision. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished look. let me vacuum on up and let's talk about my thoughts about this collection. So, I'm not gonna recommend anybody with melanin get this palette unless you like the shimmers in it, and even still, you can just buy a Pop Shot situation and call it a day, because the Pop Shot formula seems to be a little bit smoother than some of them and the other ones. Okay, so some of these say they're future mattes, and then some of them say they're crystal glows and party toppers. The funny thing is, the purple one says it's a crystal glow, but it feels like more of a party topper. So I don't know if they did different finishes for different ones, but I'm not gonna recommend anybody in my skin tone buy this, because you're not gonna get deep enough mattes for outer V work. If you like a soft everyday look, then maybe you would like it better, and then you can amp it up with the shimmery sparkles, which I'm assuming is what she was going for with this. But I'm personally not impressed with this palette, and I ain't gonna tell you to buy it. Like, I'm just not. It's okay, it's not all that. I would say get the face palette though if you want to try some of her face products, because her highlighters are very nice. Her blushes are nice enough, so if you want to try that, I'd recommend that. But I definitely would recommend you pay full price for this palette. I just can't in all good conscience. I don't think it's worth that. I did really like the way the cream with powder mattes blended out, but I felt like the pigmentation isn't long lasting. And to me, that's an issue, because it's like it needs to last all day. Then the shimmers, some of them were okay, some of them weren't that great. To me, it was like a hit and miss situation when it came to the shimmers. Not that they don't look nice, because you see they look nice. It's just more of, I don't personally find it to be worth the price point that they're charging for it. So I'm going to say the palette is a no for me. Not that it's necessarily bad quality. To me, it's just as usual. I always find Charlotte Tilbury's quality to be mediocre when it comes to her eyeshadows for the price that she charges, and I stand by that with this palette. So I just wanted to see if my suspicions were true and that they had kept the formula the same, which is mediocre to me, and they have. So I'm not impressed with it. I'm not going to tell you to buy it. I mean, I'm sorry to have to say that, but that's how I feel, and y'all know me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to just say what it is, and I personally don't think this is worth $75 at all. If you can get it on sale and you want to try it, I do think it has nice mattes. The shimmers are hit and miss, in my personal opinion. Just if you're my skin tone, don't expect to get a lot of depth out of it, because as y'all can see, this brown right here is blending in quite nicely with me. You can see a tad bit of depth on the outer V, but it's not enough to, like, you know, whatever. If you like one and done looks or two and done looks where you can put the shade in the crease like I did and then put a shimmer on the lid and go, then I feel like you would appreciate this palette a whole lot more. But since that's not my makeup taste, this ain't impressing me at all. It's just not. But those are my thoughts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.